Point is, Jonathan and Conrad, gentlemen, we're going to run our own Renaissance Fair. I've been scouting out good locations. Now, obviously, down in Houston, Texas, they've got a really big Renaissance Fair. It's huge. You eat meat there. Boston, however...
Boston, Mass, yes.
As far as I know, isn't that big on the Renaissance Fair scene at the moment. Doesn't seem to have a big Renaissance Fair thing going on, unless my research is wrong. And it rarely is.
I could talk to you about that, but I don't want to slow down your idea. You're on a roll, so please continue.
I mean, the other point is if they do Renaissance Fair things at Boston...
They do.
Fuck them. Because ye oldie, homesy, medieval, life.
Well, what kind of Renaissance Festival crew are they running up in Boston, I guess is my question. I mean, are we talking about the artisanal craft vendor type or the totally nutball crazy Society for Creative Anachronism type?
I think nutball. There's one of those restaurants, of course, Medieval Manor, you can go to, where everyone has to pretend to be one of those things. I think they have like jousting inside of it. And then there's the actual fairs that happen out in the woods, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Right, and that's what I'm thinking, because Jim's thinking, you know, the type in Houston that he's talking about, that's, you know, kind of like a bullshit, we're here to sell you crap type of, I mean, you know, handcrafted, very finely manufactured crap that you don't need. That's, I think, what Jim's going for, am I right?
You know when you said nutball? Similar. It's very much a lot of nuts and a lot of balls at Jonathan Holmes's rascally Ren Faire of Boston Town, of ye oldie Boston Town.
What kind of nuts? What kind of balls? Like golf balls and cashew nuts?
Take my hand, Jonathan, and take a trip through time itself to the Boston Ren Faire of Rascals Fair and giant hanging testicles.
Giant?
Yes, they're massive.
Nobody likes them.
So anyway, we're going to run a Ren Faire. I've been trying to think. It's going to be very, you know, that kind of thing. Going to find a local park. I've cleared it with the mayor. I've cleared it with Mayor Houlihan. He's fine with it. I haven't, but I'm assuming he'll be fine with it.
Mayor Houlihan of Boston?
Yeah. We're going to set up some tents. Get a couple of handfuls of straw each. And sprinkle them on the floor. And I think that's all you need.
Handfuls of straw?
Just, yeah, I mean, big handfuls. Between the three of us, that's 6 handfuls of big straw. We got the tent set up. We drip them around. And then we've got, you know, a ghetto blaster from the 90s. So it's ye olde weldy. Playing, like, some music from prog rock group Griffin.
Griffin? I'm not familiar with Griffin.
It's medieval music.
Sounds good.
Has that got you in a medieval mood or not?
Makes me feel soothed and like I might be near a flutist, so it's good.
Yeah, so there you go. All sorts of events, you know. Come one, come all, come hither to the rascally Ren Faire of Yoldy Boston Town. We've got jousting. Of course we've got fucking jousting, Jonathan.
What kind of jousting?
Well, you and I are going to wear buckets on our heads and charge at each other with broom handles on skateboards.
Oh, we're really going to get hurt. Are we wearing anything?
As we pass each other, we're going to lift the broomsticks and just smack each other hard in the side of the bucket helmets.
Oh. But we get to wear clothes or armor or something.
What?
Do we get to wear something to make sure that, you know, you don't get really badly stabbed?
Yeah. Yeah, I've made us some suits of armor out of tinfoil.
That's not protective.
Yeah, it's pretty protective.
It doesn't even keep you warm. As
I mean, I know you're worried about grass stains on your pants, but we will be naked, apart from, tin foil, like up round our crotches, and essentially chainmail bikinis made of tin foil. We've got a big strip of tin foil round our breasts, Jonathan, and a load of tin foil sort of around the front of our penises and testicles and running up our butt cracks. And that's all duct taped onto our flesh. And we've got buckets on our heads, and we're on the skateboards, and we're just swinging broomsticks around while going, "Ah, for the king and queen of Boston!" And, of course, the king of Boston, he's Conrad Zimmerman.
Oh.
Sat on a chair being carried by some vagrants we found, who, to be honest, we're going to find them under a bridge in Boston, and I'm guessing they won't need much costume. They will look pretty medieval as it is.
Some do.
They're transients, Jonathan.
Sure.
And they will do anything.
I mean, we could do a casting if we need to.
We can, yeah. I mean, we're going to need a lot of unfortunate people, really. People who we can pay in essentially like marijuana and some food.
If we can pay them on the promise of paying them, then I'm all for it.
Exactly. We'll just I'll give you something. That's all it is. It's a barter system in the olden days. Just say, I'll give you something. Come here. You can live off some food. We got deviled eggs. So that's it. We'll have a whole bunch of homeless people from Boston paid in deviled eggs. 4 of them will be holding Conrad up on a big chair. And Conrad will be wearing a doublet and hose, dressing gown that's purple so you know he is regal, and a crown, a paper crown. And he'll always have a turkey leg in his hand.
Damn right.
And he will shout, "Jousting! Brave Sir Knights, Jousting!"
Turkey legs are the only reason I can be dragged to a Renaissance festival.
Exactly. Well, a lot of people are there for me.
And I've recently discovered that my local supermarket carries 2-packs at a dirt cheap price from local turkey farms on the off season. So I am thick in this shit at this point. Let me tell you, it's pretty great.
And we'll be running this at off season, so we can bring some of those from Portland. You can drive some down from Portland to Boston.
Yeah, they should be pretty ready to be eaten by the time that we drive them across the nation.
Yeah. I mean, keep them warm. Right. I would say have them on the car's radiator as you drive.
Right. Yeah. Because it's like a smoking process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, smoked for your pleasure.
Right.
Lift up the hood of your car, bung them all in. I'm thinking 50 turkey legs, bung them all in. If there's too many, and really get too many, you might need to tie a rope around the hood of your car to keep it down, and just drive there, and try and get stuck in traffic a lot, so that the essences really stew and circulate around themselves, and dump all that into a bucket when we get into Boston, leave them out in the open air so that they freshen up. And we'll give those away to passers-by.
That's death meat. That's poison.
Authentic turkey leg!
That's not, I mean...
Sir, you look like a man of discerning tastes. Have a freshly smoked turkey leg. Cooked on an Oregon sedan.
You can't. There's many chemicals in and around the interior of the front of a car.
This is the land before chemicals. This is history. There were no chemicals back then.
But we're not technically back. There's carburetor fluid. There's washer fluid. There's oil.
What sorcery is this? Oh, you've never heard of such a thing. And of course, to really make this authentic, I will not be doing my normal British accent. I will be doing the accent of an American doing a British accent. So I'll be there, dressed up in, sackcloth, peasant's garb, selling these turkey legs. Just, "Oh, hello, sir. I'm a British person." Why don't you eat a turkey leg?
They'd be really scared of you. I mean, of course. Why do I even say that? It's implied. That the whole thing is terrifying and terrible and saddening and sad.
How is it? It's an enchanting trek through time.
It's not. It's a tinfoil poison meat nightmare again. And it's not even the first time. We've talked about the poison meats, I think, and the terror in the tent.
Podtoid is mostly a podcast about poison meat and terror. But this is not that. This is ye olde Boston. This is what Boston looked like in, like, the year 1066.
There was that was Native American time.
I've built a castle.
1066.
I've built a castle out of cornflakes boxes. Like, you get a big wall, like 4 big walls of cornflakes boxes, and then you put one cornflakes box on top, and then another, like a foot apart, so they look like ramparts, so it looks like a proper castle.
That would be cool looking.
Yeah, I've not painted them. They are just covered in big green chickens. With
What?
Kellogg's cornflakes written.
Oh, that's right. No, that would be cool. People would like that for a second.
Yeah, it'll
They
be like
could
the
go in
Disney
it and
castle.
stuff?
They can't go in. I've not built a door. They are just 4 solid walls. I mean, it's hollow inside, so you can throw things over the top. It will probably just be a giant trash can. Except when we take the castle away, there's no floor, so all the trash will just fall over and flatten and litter Boston Park.
It's
But it'll
more fun.
stink. Like, we'll encourage people to throw their disused turkey bones over the ramparts and, like, fruit that they've been eating and just trash, like soiled diapers if mums have brought their kids. And they can just change baby's diaper and just hurl it over the top into the Kellogg's castle. And
Well, I was going to ask, where's the vomit going to go? Because everyone's going to be throwing up from the carburetor meat. Got poisoned by.
They can just do it up against the castle.
And I'm picturing...
Hello, Kalai, I'm here to say, if ye need to vomit it up, go over to the castle and bring a cup
Why?
for the mead.
Oh, do they keep the vomit in the cup?
Yo,
Oh, they get some meat.
they throw up against Kellogg's castle, and to wash down the hydrochloric acids and boil and general taste of salmonella, which is authentic for the time, they can go to see Madame Busty LeRoux, the local prostitute / whore. And
Busty LeRoux?
yeah, just
Who's that?
have a look at that bald, beige-looking prostitute wench wearing a sackcloth dress, and she'll pour you out some mead. And
Who's that?
it's you, Jonathan. You're
Oh,
Busty
it's
LeRoux, the local serving wench, who will also do favours.
What kind of favors?
Sexy favours.
Like,
Serve your winch.
Yeah, serve your wench.
serve your winch? What does that mean?
And you'll be all like, can I get you some mead, sir? Or would you like me to get on my knees and give your salty cock a blowjibber?
So they've just vomited. They've just eaten poison meat. They're in a tent. There's some hay. There's music going
Which
in the
it may
background.
just have been me recording myself for 3 hours, just going. Yeah.
A man is there. He thinks he's a woman. He thinks he's a British woman. He's yelling at you. He's
Yeah.
telling you that he'll give you something to drink. Who
I know
knows
you can do the
that?
voice.
You've already eaten the meat.
Yeah.
I mean, you've already eaten the poison.
Well,
meat.
you've made the mead for them.
And they don't know what's in there.
I know
know
what's in there.
What's in there?
Well, what did they used to drink in the olden days to ward off scurvy?
I don't know.
Jonathan
wine?
Holmes's urine.
thought it was limes. It's not urine.
Oh, but you can squeeze some lime in there for flavour.
I can.
Yeah. Just have a glass of my piss to ward off the scurvy.
Why would they have scurvy? They're not on a ship.
It's
They're
role-playing.
They were healthy before they came to the tent.
It's role-play, Jonathan. You'll be in a big tent. You'll be in a big tent. Like the kind you see people selling fireworks out of. There's all sorts of straw and feces on the floor. Because to really give it that sense of medieval time, I will be asking for every homeless person we employ to do a giant shit on the floor. Mostly in your tent, Jonathan. In Busty LeRoux's tavern. Because that's the authentic earthy smells of the medieval day. Just the smell of shit.
And vomit and
there'll be vomit and pee. But the more that people vomit and pee and shit, Jonathan, the more authentic it becomes and the greater the roleplay experience.
Not to interrupt, but I'm suddenly inspired by the idea that we change the name of Podtoid to Shit, Vomit, and Me. That's how I feel about most episodes. Not all.
That could be the spin-off companion book.
To Podtoid, the Podtoid story. Shit, Vomit, and Me.
Shit, Vomit, and Me. So why don't you have a glass of mead and for a shiny penny, I'll take your nuts in my mouth.
The end. Just a cold stare after that.
Yeah, well then they've got to decide. Do they want to take their complimentary mead, or do they want to pass you over a farthing and get themselves a little sneaky blowjibber?
You can guess that most will leave fast. Maybe get the mead.
You don't need to feel excluded, ladies. I'll eat pussy too. You'll say that as
They're
well.
thrilled. They are so... they can't believe their good luck. Finally, a screaming, strange man in a dress saying he'll give them free cunnilingus. No, I'm charging them, right? I'm charging them.
At a very competitive rate.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pre-inflation. This is pre-industry. So, you know, they've only got to give you a dime.
Oh,
And you've
wow,
got to...
that's expensive. Jesus Christ.
Well, Busty LeRoux is the greatest blowjob in the village.
And this is pre-condom and dental dam, I imagine. So any sort of sword I've acquired in my travels.
And I will have asked you before, like about 2 months beforehand, that you've not brushed or flossed at all. So that it really is sort of authentic. And if you could just like chew moldy bread and leave it in your mouth overnight, every day for 2 months.
I'd be pretty diseased at that point, I think.
Well, there's a good job they drunk that piss then, isn't it? See, everything's there for a reason, Jonathan. Everything's there for a reason. So, you know, you'll be giving blowjobs and cunnilingus. I'd probably say it'd have to be paper money if they want you to do the arse.
What do I do to the ass? Eat it?
Eat it out.
Ah, that's not... You don't want to... That takes...
Pop a turkey bone up there.
Pop a turkey. As you probably know, maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't. What I'm told is that if someone's going to chew on your butt, you've got to the double, triple clean, or else they're going to end up eating some poops.
Yeah. Maybe for the soft, namby-pamby, pampered, preemed modern age.
Mm-hmm.
This is the land of warrior poets and hardy adventurers, and prostitutes who weren't afraid to lick a dirty butthole.
It's not fear. It's just.
Those were the days.
Edith Bunker suddenly accompanying us on our.
I don't know why I could not resist Edith Bunker in there.
I don't know if she'd approve.
Probably not.
So,
Maybe.
you know, you've served piss to a guy, he's bent over, you've licked his arsehole out, you get the next person, you know, how about you, madam? You want to get on your back?
Oh, Archie, can I get my asshole licked by the prostitute.
Edith Bunker.
That went a little Jerry Lewis there at the end.
Yeah.
Fair enough. They're all part of the same gang, in my opinion.
Whore!
Whore? Is that art?
Nice lady with the rouge and the lips on the balls.
Wow.
Hi.
So that's officially what our king now sounds like. That's the king of Old Boston, basically Jerry Lewis.
Joust with the running and the hitting on the skateboards.
Turn of events.
So,
yes.
Jester time.
Oh.
What is a Renaissance fair without jesters?
Not much of a Renaissance fair.
There's a fucking shit Renaissance fair, Jonathan. So, you know, Conrad, because we'll be doing different roles. So at this point, Conrad will be the town crier. And we'll be all, hear ye, hear ye. Jesters are coming. And then they'll know that it's Jester time.
Mm.
And that's when we come out, Jonathan, dressed as jesters. Now this, because I love jesters, is where I will actually spend money for costumes.
Oh.
So we will be coming out in full motley. You'll be red and green, I'll be red and yellow. Bells, like big, like pointy collars with bells on them. Those 3-pronged droopy hats. We'll have a folderol, have those little jester sticks with a little funny face on them. Pointy shoes. Tights. And then, yeah. And we come out, stone-faced, silent, deadly serious look on our face. Stand there, and then fall backwards onto our backs, roll towards each other, and that's when we do the kissing.
It's not what people consider a foolish...
It's pretty foolish if you've not been brushing your teeth.
Well, it's foolish for you, sure, but
they will look
not...
and say, that is reckless behaviour.
It's horrific. This is, especially the part about the moldy bread cunnilingus. That is...
Moldy bread cunnilingus!
It's very... It is an untapped horror gold mine. You know, if they make a new Nightmare on Elm Street, and they want to terrify every woman in the world, all they need is to have Freddy Krueger, moldy teeth. You know what time it is, you know, right out of the blankets.
I'm gonna eat your pussy with moldy bread!
It's terrifying. It is terrifying. I can say that, and without even having a vagina.
Wow.
I know if I had one, I wouldn't want.
I think they'll be satisfied.
Sexually satisfied?
Satiated, yeah.
Satiated. Sexually satiated.
Especially if you've been doing a few bumholes that day.
Oh my god. Man, bacteria and vagina.
Oh,
not...
suck it up, Cupcake.
Who, me?
Calm down. Anyway, for the Jester play, we will be like rolling around while kissing with tongues and our legs sort of intertwined. Mm-hmm. And it'll be almost like a UFC fight, because we will be trying to pin the other one down while still kissing the whole time kissing. And Conrad will be keeping score, like with a stopwatch, the ye olde stopwatch. I guess an egg timer, like a sand timer. And timing it. Actually, this is brilliant. 2 sand timers, right?
Yeah. Which
he'll flip. He'll need a lot of sand timers. Fuck it, stopwatches. 2 stopwatches, timing how long each of us spend pinning the other one down while kissing. And the other one will try and wrestle free and pin the other one down while kissing. And
like a King of the Hill type game.
Like a King of the Hill type thing, Jonathan. While other people around us taking bets and like throwing small pebbles at us.
Violent kissing bets.
Yeah.
People want to watch that.
We'll be dressed as jesters. Who wouldn't want to watch that? Who wouldn't want to watch 2 jesters wrestling and kissing while being timed by the king, by King Jerry Lewis? Huh? Answer me that.
Do I seem like I'm a killjoy or a player hater when I say that it's not a good idea?
You're a role player hater, stepping in the way of our medieval fantasies.
It's very few people's fantasies. It's some people's, I'm sure. It's all sorts of people.
You know, they gathered round whole crowds, waving dollar bills in the air, screaming ye olde dollar bills, y'all at us, and throwing small rocks at us, because that'll be a distraction, because, you know, I'll have you pinned down, and my tongue will be right deep in your mouth, exploring your every crevice, your every sensual wet crevice. And then a rock could blindside me in the temple, and then I'll break away. And to get the points, you've got to be kissing. So if I then withdraw, Conrad will stop that stopwatch, and that gives you a chance to reverse and pin me down and kiss me.
I see. There's a technique here.
Yeah.
Strategy.
And you'll want to win, Jonathan.
Why?
Because the loser has a tattoo of the other one, like massive on their chest, pointing forwards with the words "fuck you" underneath. It'll say "fuck you, I kissed the Jester man."
Like a realistic tattoo?
Oh yeah, I mean,
like
exact likenesses. And so if I lose, I'll get a picture of you tattooed, wearing the Jester hat and pointing, and it just says "fuck you, I kissed the Jester man." And then if it's you, it'll say "fuck you, I kissed a Jester man."
I love that no matter
have
who
sex
wins,
with my penis.
Regardless of who wins, Jim wins.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
Well, usually.
I mean, this is hinging on the possibility that I won't already have that tattoo by then. Which might still be a problem, because I'll still take the tattoo. Then I'll just have to do it over the existing one. So it'll look double thick lines.
That would really hurt.
It'd be interesting.
Absolutely. You know, sometimes I have ideas throughout the week, and I think, I wonder if I should tell Conrad and Jim about this on Podtoid. And then I remember, there's all these thousands of people listening to the show. Is this idea worth sharing with thousands of people? And I'll usually think to myself, I don't know, maybe. Probably not, though.
Well, if you're ever in doubt, you can come and listen to this episode and hear this idea and realize, oh shit, anything really is fair game.
Yeah. I haven't even talked about the time machine yet.
No, you haven't.
You know, because this is a world where anachronism is not cool. We don't want to break the suspension of disbelief. So if you come in with an iPhone or an Android or an iPad or anything technological, 3DS, PS Vita, anything like that, they will have to disguise it so it looks medieval. And that involves going over to Busty LeRoux's tent and having her hitch up her skirt and bending over so they put it inside her brown time machine. And it comes out looking very medieval.
Brown time machine.
Come stick your iPhone into the dark age.
That's like a selling point. That's an attraction.
Well, otherwise we'll turn them away. And they've already paid $25 to get in. So they're like, well, I can't just leave. I'm going to have to pop the iPhone into the time portal.
There's a lot of funny rock and roll songs about time machines. I recommend people look them up on YouTube. And
this is the time before rock and roll, Jonathan.
Oh.
There are bards. And Conrad is an accomplished bard. And that's why he'll be going around with a lute. At about 1 p.m. each day, Jonathan, Conrad will go over to Busty LeRoux's tent with his lute and just start strumming on it. Just rum, 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 and then I'll get a little pipe and just and Conrad will be singing, "There once was a fair maid, pretty and bright. Everybody loved her chungus was tight. Kalu, kale, ha 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 ha. ha ha, 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 yea, verily, verily. And that's when you pull off the sackcloth dress, Jonathan,
Oh no.
to reveal your mesh tank top. Jonathan Holmes,
I think it would be a
mesh tank
It would be a
top.
chainmail tank top, wouldn't it?
Put on your chainmail tank top, Jonathan. It's the medieval times.
That's a very funny voice. I'm no longer freaky. Well, I never was, but there's a new person.
Ah, you are Freaka Constantina.
No, that's Thomas Strong now. He
It's-
claimed the
No.
It's always him.
No, you actually misinterpreted the purpose of that. He's actually leading the cult of Freaky Constantina, and he's demonstrating the summoning ritual. So
Yep.
you actually misinterpreted and got it wrong. It was never intended to claim that from you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, here's what
I know you
calls-
thought you saw an easy out, but
Yeah. Unfortunately, he is a Constantinite.
Oh.
One of the Nephilim of the cult. Of the cult of Constantina. And for the purposes of this, at the Ren Faire, you will be Freaketh Constantina. Freaketh Constantina! Oh, woof, 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 woof. Make it rain Cheetos, ye olde Cheetos. And we just got our big bag of Cheetos, and we're just throwing them at you unopened. While you've got a chainmail tank top on, and nothing else on.
Whoa.
And you'll be doing like that dance where you like sway your hips and go down and crouch down and then go back up while swaying your hips with your arms above your head while we're going da 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 da. Oh yay, yay! Everybody dance with me now. Ye olde Boston, come live the experience of another time and place.
Yeah.